Okay, today I'm going to be playing a bit of WoW. I'm just going to be going over the talents, the new abilities, and what I personally find best. I'll probably say what I find best after a couple of battlegrounds, as I can't really tell until I've played, but essentially what I'm going to do is look at the new talents. They've been out for about 2 weeks. I've just been invited back to the WoW with I think it's a week free game time. I'm gonna start playing from now on. My character's left how it was when I left the game. I did pick a couple of talents, mess around, but I'm gonna reset everything, reset my action bars, and go over them from scratch. So just let's see what this is like. Come on, there we go. Razor Naga, add-on, blah 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 blah. Do you want to use it? Yep, cool. What is going on here? I do not know. Right. Okay, so I'll just reset this and I will be back very shortly. Okay, so I'm here at the mage trainer. I didn't reset my talents because I essentially just fiddled around with what I'd already picked. But nevertheless, I'll go over the reasoning behind what I did. So I just hit N to bring up the primary talent screen, and instead of picking a full build, as many of you may know, it's now split into pick from one of these three for every level bracket you go up in, which is kind of more simplified, and what you'll notice is that there's quite a lot more help icons. They've made it easier. Builds, I liked complicated builds, and you had a bit more customization, but essentially what you've got now is just a more simplified version of what was already in place. So what I picked, let's go over this build. I did play Frost quite a lot. I really liked Frost. When you got the timing right on spells, say someone was frozen, you'd get them in a deep freeze, and then all of your Frostbolt and Ice Lance would proc, and you would literally smash the hell out of them, and they'd get owned. I could one-shot people. If you'll notice down here, I've got a macro called Nuke. What that did was popped all my trinkets, my spell power, boost, Icy Veins, which increases your haste, and it literally destroyed an arena. But it doesn't really work no more, so I had to tweak it a bit. So these are the spells in the top tier, level 15. So Presence of Mind, essentially what this does is it gives you an insta-cast spell. It is really good. Say you want to insta-cast a Frostbolt on an enemy, yeah, great. What I've found with it though is I don't really feel the need for it. I can't think why, but these spells seem a lot better really. Because you've got Scorch, it just gives you an extra thing. You can cast Scorch while running. Icy Float is what I picked. You can cast spells while moving. So I thought that was damn well awesome, because rather than have one spell that I might want to use straight away, say I'm screwed and I'm running away from someone, I can just fire 2 spells back at them, which is pretty decent. So I can run casting Frostbolt, run doing Ice Lance, low jokes, Ice Lance anyway. It's good. Polymorph is one of the ones I really like if you're running after someone, because people do run away from me in Battlegrounds. I don't know why, they're just idiots. You can run after them and polymorph them. Evocate, I'm pretty disappointed with that. If you could run and Evocate, that would be really cool, but no, you can't. Next thing I picked was Ice Barrier. I'm quite used to it because the damage you can absorb, it says 42k for me. I am wearing quite bad gear at the moment. I did quit during the last season, stopped playing for a while. It's all enchanted, but it's not as good as it should be. That's a lot of damage to absorb, and it stops my spell cast from being delayed. So I quite like that. It's not as high mana usage as I thought it would be. Blazing speed's an instant speed increase, but it's only 1.5 seconds, and what's it say? May only be activated after a melee or spell hit greater than 2% of your health. So basically you use it after you've been damaged, and I'd rather use that really. Temporal shield. Damage taken while shielded will be healed back over 6 seconds. No, we don't use that. Because it's confusing and boring. Ring of Frost, didn't really go for that, and I didn't really go for Ice Ward either, because when you look at Ice Ward, all enemies will be frozen in one place. In PvP, you want to smash the hell out of people. Now, I picked Frostjaw. You can pick someone and you can freeze them in place for 4 seconds in PvP. You freeze them in place, you might proc one of your spells, you can then do a deep freeze on them. I mean, you can just bat the hell out of them, so I don't know why you pick those. I went for Cold Snap because it gives you an instant refresh on your spells. When activated, the spell finishes the cooldown of your ice blocks, so if you're screwed, you should really go for that, really. And it's usable while stunned, frozen, incapacitated, blah 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 blah, and it's not on the global cooldown, so I think that's good. Never Tempest, Places Never Tempest. So they're in the 75 bracket, they're all AoE. I didn't really like the AoE ones because they're a bit sucky. Because again, in PvP, you really want to focus on one target and have no AoE going on, unless it's, say, capture the flag. But it doesn't matter what the AoE is, as long as you damage them. So Arcane Explosion or whatever, I don't care. So you really don't want to go for this crap. I went for Frost Bomb because, if you can see, all affected targets are slowed by 70%. And Frost Bomb's countdown and cooldown are reduced by haste. So that's a good one to go for, I think. It has a short cooldown. The others don't have a cooldown written on for some reason, I don't know why. But that really does wreck, so I'd say that's something worth investing in. My UI is messed up at the moment. I did used to use ElvUI, which was like a whole UI replacement. I had all unit frames here, left and the right of my character, and it's really good for arena spellcasting. I'm going to need to get a new one because I don't like the original interface, but essentially that's why it's all messed up and everything's scattered over the place. As you can see, top right of the screen, I'm using the Razor Naga add-on because it's awesome. These buttons here on the bottom right are actually set out in the same way as your Naga, so it's quite easy to use, especially if you're learning it. And I'm using mixed scrolling combat text as well. And if I'm right, get that one there. So I haven't got all my keys bound, so I'm not a retard or a keyboard turner or whatever. I'm just getting back into learning the game. I'm still doing quite a lot of damage, but quite a lot of the spells now are bullshit. Look at that. It's not very high damage. I used to be able to hit like 200k with a deep freeze, but now it doesn't do anything. Okay. So, stop harassing me. You are being videoed. Right, the mage talents in the spellbook. We've got Frost Bomb here. Already been over that. Frozen Orb. Now we didn't used to have that. That's another one that slows targets, so I would really use that if you were slowing people. And if it's off cooldown, you might as well be using it, because let's face it, you'd rather screw someone over and slow them down and put a freeze effect on them if it has it, rather than stand there and not use it, because it's nothing. You never run out of mana. Just swim through here. Evocation, it used to have a glyph which gave you 40% of your health back. Now it is useless, I'd say. I don't know if there's a glyph. Let's go have a look. Let's fail at blinking. Evocation. Right, let's type it in. Yeah, there is one. Okay. Right, now I need to get that again. Apparently I have not used it, which is sucky. I don't know why. Right, so let's go to glyphs now. Check, see if yeah, we have evocation. What an idiot. I'm going to keybind that. That's crucial to have if you're screwed. You have no healing, you'll want to use evocation. And look, there are some pandas here. I've never seen them before. I have nothing to teach you. Well, you can go die. Right, talent, spin there. Specialisation. Frostbolt. Yeah, I know what that is. I know what that is. Fingers of Frost. That's basically all the crit stuff and all the lovely, nice damage. Right. Icy Flows, new talent. Been over that one. Illusion. Basically, you get a free potion of illusion on a 30-minute cooldown. So if you run over to, say, a fat ass tauren or a panda, oh, let's try it on a panda, you can actually turn into one. Let's give it a go. No, I'm a night elf. Doesn't work on NPCs. It just gives you a random thing. Then you turn into 3 other ones. Look at them. Got some purple bitches running after me. Hey there. Oh yeah. What else is new? You get loads of passives. Casting time, blah blah blah. You never used to get those passives at all, but now you get everything. Frostburn. There we go. All your spells deal 53% increased damage, which is quite cool. Never really knew that. I think it's gone up. That's a level 87 thing. So it's essentially everything you get as a mage. If you're playing Frost spec, it's not really being a Frost mage anymore, but you specialise in Frost. So Frost spells. I'm going to do Arcane next because I really don't like playing Frost anymore. I've never played anything else, but now it sucks. Let's jump around. Okay, so the next thing I was looking at, if we get there, PvP power. Now, I don't know, I think all the gear's been changed. Let's have a look. Yes. 400 PvP resilience. So essentially, instead of using the old resilience stats, you now get PvP resilience and PvP power. PvP power, let's have a look, which has it. Yeah, power increases your damage to other players. So they lower the stats on PvP gear. I'm not sure how they do it. I think they might do. They might lower the stats, and they give PvP gear that extra edge with PvP power. So you can actually use the gear for what it's supposed to be, instead of going into, say, Barradin Hold and getting top DPS in PvP gear, which is not really the way the game should be played if you do PvE. But then again, that's what happens. So that concludes my really bad look at the new talents. I'm gonna now go onto a battleground and let's test this crap out.